Hey everyone, Temporal here, and for this session we are reviewing a 6-stack. They are playing in Plat, it looks like. We're looking at Blue Team. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that helps out quite a bit, and I really do appreciate
Attackers
it.
incoming in 30 seconds.
Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what rates look like, see what sort of promos, special events we have going on, all that good stuff. You lost 6, 5 and 1 draw. Okay, so not 6 losses, but that's okay. It's going to be hard if you're 6-stacking until you guys start getting some synergy, which is good. We just want to work towards that synergy, towards those calls, towards everyone understanding what the plan is and executing it better than a standard ladder of randoms would. So just keep doing that. You get to play with friends. Exactly.
5,
Stack is already better than every Olympic champion because they only ever got gold. There you go.
4,
Okay, so we're setting up here. This is good. I like this a lot, actually. I'd probably tuck a little bit deeper here with my Sigma. I probably don't need to pre-spam this. I don't necessarily want this 2v6 to start, but like this is conceptually good. If we want to threaten from here, and then we've got this here. And as long as BLT there can get out, we are good. So this should go well.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
You do have a Mercy Anna, which is going to make it a little challenging from a peel perspective for your Anna if they go dive heavy, which they kind of have. Nice pick off there. Okay. Yep, we like this. Pressuring them out, not letting them really make moves. Listen for the hog and hear it. 2 groups of 3 I can deal with. Yeah, you guys are effectively playing a double shield here. Good. Drove off the hog successfully. It's probably a little early on that halt. So if we look at this halt here, like what we're looking to do, we drive off that hog, that's good. You really want to apply halt pressure to someone when you think you can just burst them down. Like when it comes to Winston, really, you want to sort of throw your halt so that they mess him up when he needs to jump away. You want to get him a little lower health. That doesn't mean you have to get him to like 20% health or anything, but you want to get him lower, and how low is going to be based on how much incoming damage there is on him. So like there should be a call on this Winston to make this Winston the target, but basically he needs to be in a situation where his leap can't really save him because he's going to be eliminated if he doesn't leap right away, but if he leaps, you'll activate the halt and cancel it. That's really what you're looking to do in that matchup. That Winston should just kind of be a feeder right now. There's nowhere he can go. He should be in trouble. The clean fair limit at the start was great. This should go well. Words that precede disaster. Eh, Oh, we have a super chat coming in from Adam in Charge for $5. Welcome back, Adam, saying your landlord Steve was pretty upset, so you decided to super chat you again because you've been late for a bit. Don't worry, I'm back, bro. I got you. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate the $5 super chat coming in there from Adam. Once again, saying my landlord, who's apparently named Steve, I wasn't aware of either of those things, was upset. So Adam is super chatting again because I've been late for a bit. Okay. Thank you, Adam. Okay, so here we'd have liked to punish this Winston harder. This should be getting crushed pretty hard. You guys correctly recognize that you want to punish people when they try to rotate up here or when they try to rotate up here. If you do both of those things, you'll be in pretty good shape with this comp. Sure. And now you just rock him. Now we just kind of go, okay, you're right in our face. Cool. What? What knocked you away? That has to have been more than a Winston boob. No, you were just leaning away from it. Oof. That is very far to go for a non-primal Winston boop. You needed to hold this way because you don't care if he knocks you against the wall. He can't hurt you. Like, yes, he does fine damage to you. He does 60 per second. You don't have armor, that sort of thing. But, like, you get this. This is like a gift that they just got here of you getting knocked down here. because you were holding, you had to be holding your keyboard in this direction when this jump hit. And I'll show you what I mean by this, but here we are. Cool. Press backwards. Hold S. S. No, you're pressing A. You're pressing the A key, the left key, as he's to the right of you and hits the boop, and it sends you super far. Okay. It was a fair boop. Okay, it was a fair boop. That makes... There we go. There we go. I'm like, that's just too far for a Winston boop. Okay, the fair boop, there's less we can do about it. I mean, you should still lean against it, but there's less we can do about it. You know, we can block it with our barrier, we can block it with our shift, but yeah, that makes more sense. Thank you. I mean, it has to be the fair boop. Yeah, there we go. That makes way more sense. Okay. You'll never figure out who I am in this game? I think I already know who you are, Eatlark. Still should be able to not fall off, I think. Well, yes. I mean, you can also block the fair boop. Like, that's literally a thing that Sigma can do. Okay. So there we go. So this is now a problem. Becky's just going to anchor card as best she can, but this is probably over. So over doesn't mean, oh no, we've lost, we're doomed. Though if we'd eliminated that Winston earlier, we'd be in better shape. But we're potentially going to be falling back for second half defense here, because first half defense isn't actually quite as good as second half for a lot of this. Okay. No, you cannot afford to stack. Do not let losing a little bit cause you to go here. You instead want to use this time to rotate out and get yourself set up over here. You can be like, hey, I'm going to set up my soldier back here. I'm going to set up my Sigma up here. I'm going to set up, actually probably I'm going to set up my Sigma to control here. I'm going to set up my Orisa to control Fountain. I'm going to have my soldier set up over here or over here. Like, we should already be setting up for that to make this a tough place for them to rotate into. If we, and you know, then our Junkrat of course gets to go, hey, I can spam from over here type thing. I can control this type thing. Like, we should already be rotating to control this now that we're down one, because right now we're all stacked and they're just going to pick us apart. They have so many more easy flank routes. They can come up around like this. They can come up around like this. They can walk through here. They can jump up on us. Like, there's too many routes to take this apart, and none of them are protected because we don't have two groups anymore. So we want to rotate back into second, and if we rotate back into second, their routes in become this, which is terrible, this, which is pretty narrow and not great. Both of these are shut down pretty well by your Junkrat. Dropping from here or dropping from here, which is really basically this again, or this, which again is like, okay, you're going to sort of drop into this kill box before you rotate through here. And you can set up high ground hit scan back here. Like, oh, we like that. We can poke this team real hard. Plus, they'll buy you time for your sixth person to come back. When do you decide to move back? Our decision to move back is going to be based on the fact that you lost your Sigma here, but usually you decide, like, you know, maybe the cart gets like here. It's going to be a flow of the battle type thing. Maybe the cart gets like here. You do not want them to have the opportunity to pounce on you as you're rotating through this, because just like I talked about how this is a place where you can exploit them, this rotation here is a spot that they can exploit you. So I don't want you to take this rotation late, because this is a pretty unprotected portion of the rotation. I don't want you to do this when they're already here and here and here and here, if that makes sense, because they'll punish this too hard. So I want you to do this early. And it's, you know, this is like a more serious hold than you do on the front side of Gibraltar before Blue Box, but you can sort of compare it to that, where you go, hey, if we get a huge lead, we'll drop and fight. If we don't get the lead that we want, we're going to rotate out once you guys get somewhat close with the cart, but before you get to like here, so that we can set up for the back half where we have some nice poke, some nice poke, some nice poke, and we can really exploit this choke, and the fact that the high ground break on this choke is so narrow and not very good. I'm once again asking. You were playing against Birdie on Moira. I'm once again asking you to recharge. Oh, got it. Got it. I see. You guys are going to meme that out. Okay. Okay. Good. You can win this. They messed up. but we didn't. Okay. So, again, that's going to happen. You're playing double shield. You're playing double shield, and you had all 5 people stacked here. You're going to lose. Unless they rush it and attack you from one direction, or basically one direction, you're going to lose in that situation to a dive comp. You need to spread out. Like, I know that's weird and it's counterintuitive, but you need to, if you don't have extreme amounts of peel, you need to spread out, poke them, not let them in, make sure that if they get close to you, they're weak before they get close to you. And that's really hard to do when you're all stacked on top of each other like that. Okay. Okay, that's fine. We should get a second fight. Hope everyone's paying attention, so at least one of you can call this. Fair, fair. What is the most important role in Overwatch? Why is it tank? And what does important mean? Okay. I mean, tanks are able to initiate. Tanks are able to break corners. Tanks, can feed pretty darn hard if they do it wrong. Can open up tons of opportunities if they do it right. There you go. Okay, so you guys chose to rotate in here, but there's a problem. You're once again all rotating in here. And you sort of have a need to do that. I like that we've got a little bit over here. We're just going to try at this point. Becky's going to anchor point as best she can while you guys are going to try to take apart this monkey that came in. But Junkrat's going to have to help with that. Even Becky's probably going to have to help with that. This is a very late recontest. We're just going to have to try. We don't have time to take angles or anything. Okay, missed our sleep. That's a problem. Obviously, a support line shouldn't drop. That's not strictly dropping to a monkey. That's dropping to a monkey and pharmacy. We'd like to deal with the monkey a bit better. Oh well. So are we on tree now? Okay, so we've adjusted. Double hit scan. Okay. Probably walk my Orisa to cart. Not my soldier. I want my Orisa anchoring cart. She can do it a bit better, and that lets my soldier wander. And having the ability to wander makes you way more powerful when it comes to getting eliminations. If you have to stand on cart, you're basically not going to be able to get eliminations. You're not going to be able to chase people to finish off. You're not going to be able to, break. You're not going to be able to chase them to when they try to break line of sight on you with the cart, things like that. If you're stuck on the cart, it's very hard to get eliminations. So Elark, our soldier, would generally be like, wait, you have better ability to get eliminations in some ways than our Orisa, and our Orisa can anchor better. Let's let that be our assigned roles. Let's not swap it. Mr. Sleep, I think you missed every sleep this game. Okay, okay. So Orisa on cart versus Orisa? I mean, yeah, if it's Orisa or soldier, I want to put Orisa on the cart. Oh, well, that would have been preferable to put Orisa on cart over Sigma in that situation, except that your Orisa was nowhere close to the cart and your Sigma was. Your Orisa would not have been able to touch the cart there until your Sigma activated the contest. Okay, so now we're setting up. We're setting up for high ground. I like to see it. I don't really see a need to dive on that. So, I like that you're doing that, but that's gone. Gamebuster's kind of stuck over here. Did you just try and retreat out of the... No, I don't know why you're even over here, Gamebuster. Oh no, leave. Leave right away. Leave right away, Gamebuster. Leave. Leave. Why are you going deeper? No! Oh boy. Okay. Soon as they get this checkpoint, as soon as we hear the chime that they got it, what we're looking to get control of is this high ground up here. This is what's going to let us win this corner right here. If we have control of this, we get control of all of this. That's how this works. But in order to keep control of this blue space, we need to not get threatened from this red space. So, what's our solution? Our solution is we'd really like to put, say, an Orisa up here, an Anna back here. Maybe we throw our McCree up here with our Orisa, and then we have our soldier and our excuse me. I don't know why I have an M there. Orisa, Anna, because for McCree, got it. And then we put maybe our soldier and Mercy over here. And now we have a concave threat on them, but we're also making it harder for them to rotate in like this to go take this, which is what they have to do if they want to reasonably break this right here. If you're in a situation where you've got your Orisa and your McCree here, you've got your Anna back here where they can't really get around to go get your Anna because they get poked out too hard, they'd have to go over and past, they'd have to use their movement abilities. Like, oh, that's going to be pretty good. If they try to jump up, your Diva is just going to use her boosters and, U-turn to knock down the Winston on his way up so that he doesn't get in. Like, oh, that becomes pretty darn powerful. We like that. That would be good. What's the rationale between those positions? The rationale that I just gave is effectively this is the one that actually matters for controlling the cart. Like I said, I want my Orisa here. My Orisa is also the one who will drop and stop stuff. Let me rephrase that. If we commit to a fight, my Orisa will drop. Now that we have a Diva rather than a Sigma, my Diva will of course do drop down, pop back up, drop down, pop back up stuff if it's necessary for us to work out a bigger damage lead. But Orisa is going to be here, McCree's going to be here because I expect this to be the core that gets dove, and Soldier's going to be over here rather than McCree because Soldier can leave. Like, if they pressure this, if they try to rotate 6 people this way, yes, Orisa and McCree will try to shoot them in the back, that sort of thing. Soldier will try and poke them down, but as they start to get close, my Soldier can reasonably leave. My Soldier can either go, I'm going to go over here and crossfire into you as you try to rotate across while my core shoots into you, or my soldier can retreat to the core. Like, I don't want him to stand here and just get eliminated, but he can get here quickly and leave quickly, is why I'm putting him here. And then Mercy, because he needs support, and he also needs fast support, and that's going to be Mercy. Whereas Anna can set herself safely back here, has this, gets to fortify our Orisa, works pretty well. Why does Orisa drop if a Diva can drop and fly up? Well, you're right. Now that we have a Diva, we drop our Diva to contest and then fly back up, contest and fly back up. If we're actually going to clean up a fight, if we're going to drop for the brawl phase, because we don't need to get 6 eliminations before we brawl them. Like, we can take this fight into cleanup if we go ahead by a couple eliminations, if we go ahead by enough health, if we go ahead by enough cooldowns, we can potentially drop and wipe them out. Do not underestimate the brawl phase. But you're right. For your actual contest, it would be Diva Touch, pop back up type stuff. So I end up calling us to do something simple, like play together, or only 2 decent angles. 2 decent angles is fine for now. 2 decent angles will do you well. Here's one angle. Here's the second angle. Cool. You're not on Anna, can't see the entire team as easily. Totally understand. Orisa has more staying power than Diva. For the actual brawl, yes. Yes. And again, if it was Orisa Sigma, I'd generally accept that we're going to drop Orisa because she can stay with Fortify and barriers on that cart much longer than Sigma can. But unlike Diva, she can't go back up. You're right. If you have Diva, you have Winston, you have Hammond, you're usually going to contest with those before an Orisa. Okay. Adam threw on Zen, didn't see Discord the whole match. Right? Right? No Discord to this whole match from Blue Team. I think that's the point, Gamebuster. Okay. Okay, so Gamebuster, you just needed to not be here. You just needed to recognize as soon as this checkpoint happened that, oh, I'm going right back in here and climbing up to play over here. That's all. Becky can just leave, fortunately. Oh, Becky, you shouldn't have come back. Like, I know you want to help your Anna, but he's so beyond gone at this point, and I don't want you to lose your mech. Yeah. Okay. Orisa should not go down. Orisa should not go down. Good. Rotate to high ground. Elok has a chance. Okay. Help Elark out. Good. Retake your space. Okay, so it's unfortunate they got further than we would have liked. Now we're going to think about a second angle. And unfortunately the card is entering the second half, so we're now in a situation where we're going to think pretty hard about, do we want our second angle to be over here? And again, the responsibility for taking that second angle, if you guys are running Soldier plus McCree, is usually going to fall more on your Soldier because he has the greater mobility of the two. So we'd start thinking about it. And I know Elark was just here in the right spot to start, and that's fine, but we're going to think about, okay, should we spend some time rotating Elark? Or should we go through here like this? Should we go through here like this? How are we going to do this? Because if they're able to one-dimensionally dive on us, if they're able to dive on us and we're rather all stacked together, it's not going to go terribly well. But that's okay. Let's see how this goes for now. Okay, that helps. And if you can spread yourself wide enough here, you can still do well. So Becky, you just are constantly looking for Winston to do this because you're not actually going to let him come up. Every time this happens, you booster at him to knock him right back down. Like as he's jumping up, you're just like, nope, and you turn out and he falls. If they get really crafty, they're going to start seeing that you're doing that and they're going to hook you. But let's be honest, that's going to take them a few times before they realize what's going on. And the reason that you're doing that, there you go, you got him. Now you turn back. No. Pecky. Okay, so like you knocked him off, which was good, but we actually want to stay up here because, well, yes, touching the cart is cool. I don't want to touch the cart when I don't have boosters available. If I touch the cart, I'm just going to drop so that I can immediately booster back up, and that's fine. And it's something I'm not all that willing to do when they have a Roadhog unless Hook is on cooldown, to be perfectly honest, because he'll hook you when you try to booster back up. But again, boosting to knock the Winston off, that has value. Dropping to cart to touch it, and then boosting back up when Hook isn't available, that has value. But now you've put yourself, this Winston, if you think about this phase as a poke phase and a brawl phase, this Winston was trying to create a brawl phase by jumping up here and zapping you guys, right? But if you look at your comp, you have a McCree, you have a Soldier, you have a Mercy, and you have an Orisa. You guys want poke phases. You guys want to poke until you feel like you can just drop and fight this team. And when you drop and fight this team, you call commit, you call walk on them, you call brawl, something along those lines, so everyone understands that's what you're doing. Because if that is what you're doing, you don't want to just have Becky drop, you'd also want to have Orisa drop. You'd consider having McCree drop, things like that, and walk on this team. And maybe you feel like you can do that with their Genji eliminated. I don't necessarily agree while they have Velt going, but if that was the call, I could get behind it. We do not want the call to be staggered and wrong and like, oh, well, people aren't sure if we're committing or playing to get more of a poke advantage. I think we're playing to get more of a poke advantage. And whoops, we just committed our diva because she didn't drop where she can boost back up. She boosted down. That doesn't work. So like your booster was good at first because you're canceling him trying to create a brawl. You're like, nope, I'm not letting you brawl. But then you dropped down here, which now you are in a brawl against their Moira, Winston, Roadhog, that sort of thing. Does that make sense? Your bad positioning caused multiple deaths. It's true. It's true. Okay. Okay, we're going to lose our mech. We're going to hard peel this. I mean, stand in the soldier station. Mercy. Any amount of healing makes this Winston so unhappy on the target he's working on. Okay, good. Anna's got you. Good. Unfortunately, we've lost our mech, and we did not trade out the Winston in time. So, we needed to look at this for how are we going to trade out the Winston. He backs off too quickly. We're not able to get a flash on him. We could have gone for a flash there, and there's very little reason not to. Okay. Maybe that's your reason not to. Okay. Clearly you guys had a plan for dealing with that blade. I'm Kidding, obviously. We used both LDL. Usually would probably go with high noon there, not visor, but we did it. Fine. Okay. I hate it. I hate that you all both dropped whatever. Again, in this situation, Diva can't anchor card anymore. We would think about our Orisa doing it. If we feel that's something we need to do, we would try to keep Elark up here, visoring, whatever. Maybe he got forced down during the blade. Yeah, okay. Fine. You guys need to recognize that you're at the same angle. Like, BLT should be shouting, go left to Elark, because you guys are threatening the same angle right now. You have sprint, you threaten this way, High Noon threatens this way, this Winston gets unhappy. We like that.
Draw.
Okay, that's easy. It's fine. You Guardian Angel, interesting.
Let's get you back out there.
Okay. Sure. Easy Guardian Angel. No. 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 Just Guardian. Oh boy. Okay. Okay.
We make a great team.
The correct answer was to Guardian over to your soldier, and as you were Guardian overing, flip your beam to BLT here. But that's okay. Okay. You're good. Reestablish high ground. Right now. You already need to be reestablishing high ground. You already need to be talking about where the opponents are, talking about how you're going to win the next fight if you decide the opponents are clear enough. If you think you're between fights, you're talking about how you're going to win the next fight. You're doing some ult tracking, you're making a plan for how to win the next fight, and you're talking about where you need to be positioned. Because, again, I'd be pretty happy getting my Soldier Mercy up over here and having my McCree circle back up over here. Now, if we're actually aware, if we've actually got our good game sense of, wait, we didn't clear everyone, and they didn't leave either, and we understand that there's 3 people in here, okay, that might change things, and we might instead set up and go walk into this room and pressure this room from multiple directions. But that depends what we're aware of. Trusting them to bail you out with damage boosted McCree, but you should have ran. Yes, yes. I mean, he wasn't going to escape any better. He just committed leap is the thing. Like, I get what you're saying if you're tired of him escaping, but he just committed leap on you, so you Guardian Angeling away, like, you're not really keeping him there any longer or less time, because you're not keeping him there. If you were baiting him into following you when his leap was off cooldown for another second or two, that might mean he gets eliminated. But you're baiting him into following you when your leap is... when his leap isn't available anyway, so he's not staying more time in total. But you probably wanted to pull him out of his bubble. That said, McCree can easily walk into his bubble. If you decide the opponents are clear enough, I know there's 4 of them about to try to clear your Ana. I'm just not sure you guys know that. It looked like the fight was broken, etc. Now, I can tell that it's not, but, like, I don't know how well you guys were tracking them. Obviously, yes, we have wall hacks. Okay. Why are we still on low ground? Okay. Easy win. Fine. BLT's in more danger than anyone else. Sure. Adam, turn around. Adam, turn around. Adam, turn around. Okay, Becky, you wanted to back off slightly there to protect your max, but that's okay. Good. Okay. Cool. They shouldn't push right now. You should use this time. Please go take left side as well. Please go take left side as well. Please go take left side as well. Please go. No, they're going to get left side from you. Like, it is so much harder to advance on left side if you have a soldier. Soldier's a good choice over here also because of the range differential. Just pressuring them as they try to walk up. And then, oh, there's 6 of them, so I can't fight it with my Soldier Mercy. Okay, I duck down, I'm safe, whatever. And then as they walk in a little bit more, I come right back up and shoot again because they're dealing with the crossfire of my team over here.
Helden.
Adam the whole game, get high ground, get high ground, get high ground. That's really important, and this is better than some of the standard ladder play you might see for a gold or low plat game here. Low plat, I think, was what we're talking about for the SR here. Even just controlling this consistently when the card is here, that's good. Our next step is we need something. We need a second group over here for our composition. Nice Velvet finger. Okay. On attack, you always go left side, but on defense, I never do. No idea why. I don't know which side you're referring to as left, because from attacker's perspective, this would usually go left. I think you were probably referring to it from the direction that our screen was facing, which is this over here. And yeah, we want to have multiple groups. Like, you understand that they're going to come here, so you want to, knowing that they're going to come here, you want to put pressure on them on their way through, then back off. Then once they're actually in, go, okay, now we're hitting you from multiple angles. Huge mercy play. You're intimidating them back. Okay. Oh no, are they going to surround you? Don't get hooked. Okay. Okay. Pressuring the Genji. Where's our diva? Oh, that's a problem. So this is a little bit of a problem, Becky, because you're actually the most responsible person on this team for stopping this cart, and Hog has just walked out and pushed this cart. Yeah, Hog should have taken more damage on his way in to do just that, but you needed to be able to drop from here to contest, and instead you're over here. It's kind of cool that if you had your soldier back here, further back that way with a Mercy, and you had your Orisa, McCree, Anna over here, and you had a diva coming over from here, and the enemy team was here, this would be a kind of cool three-directional push, and I kind of like that, but that's not really going to work for us because you unfortunately also have the duty to, like I said, anchor this cart in this composition. So not really going to work for us. We want to go ahead and play a little more in positions where we can do that, understanding that that's a lot of what we bring to this composition. You're not full health, you still forget? Uh-oh, really? Oh, yeah. Yeah? Okay, we're damage boosting. Sure. You actually want to be a little more precise here. So this monkey is going to try to get a bunch of cleave damage. He's got no one available. So what you guys want to do is you want to minimize his cleave. You want to go wait. It's perfectly safe to, for example, have our Mercy stand over here. You're not really vulnerable to anything. But now Winston has to pick to either zap you or zap the three of them. That sort of thing. But you can still beam the Anna, beam the soldier. Okay. I don't know why this is getting this much Mercy review, but hey, it's what's coming up and important. Okay, we hit. Hey! That's a sleep. That is a sleep, Game Buster. Can't deny that that would happen. Okay. So again, Becky, you're sort of going, oh wait, I need to contest, and you're correct that you need to contest, and you actually need to use boosters to contest at this point, which is a shame. But now this leaves you in a situation where you don't get to play the off-on game with cart, off-on, 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 where you activate the cart, you activate the contest on the cart to stop it when it says contested, and then once you leave the cart, there's a little bit of a lingering contest moment where it sort of takes a second before it starts moving again, and you take advantage of that to pad the amount of time that you get to take a poke phase against this team. You can't really do that because now you don't have any distance that you can give. So you're right to booster in here, but again, we wanted to contest this here and then leave. Contest this here and then leave. Contest this here and then leave. Contest this here and then stay and just line of sight as best we can with the cart. So boostering into the objective, not our favorite. Probably would have just not done that self-destruct until they actually broke my mech. Like, when it comes to self-destruct, you either want to self-destruct because your mech is broken and you absolutely need a new one, which would be totally justifiable here, or you want, when your mech is low on resources, so maybe you've got 200 health, no DM, 300 health, half a second to DM, whatever, and you have boosters available, you throw your mech so that your mech is moving when it self-destructs. That is way better. So you can be low on resources while a fight is happening and throw your mech, But you don't, now that your boosters aren't available, want to hit the self-destruct button because you don't expect this self-destruct to get anyone. Maybe you do, but you really shouldn't expect the self-destruct to get anyone. So what you're doing is you're basically getting a fresh mech with this self-destruct. But you have a second to do that, a little less than a second, whenever your mech breaks naturally to decide if you want to press that Q button or not. So just do it then if this is going to be it. Or be throwing your mech when it's low on health, low on defense matrix. You hit something you forgot? Yeah, you did! You hit a monkey! Good stuff!
It's high noon.
Losable, but also winnable. Winnable. Okay, here you are. Sure. You win this.
Helden sterben nicht.
You still win this. No, don't bother. Don't bother. Conceptually, the only value you really are getting out of taking this high ground right now, Becky, is you're giving your Mercy high ground. That's the real only value you're getting out of this. And your Mercy can super jump up to high ground if they want, so I'm not too worried about this. I want you staying here, fighting this monkey in this monkey's face. You do a lot of damage. The monkey can't really hurt you through armor. The monkey does very little damage to you in armor, and you do a lot of damage to his big hitbox. So I want you in his face, I want you down here, and I want you to have boosters available to you to either chase the monkey if he jumps on someone, or to boop the monkey off of someone that is a squishy that he's zapping. Not necessarily off yourself, but off of someone that he's zapping. So boosters up here right now don't really make sense. We're in the middle of the brawl. We don't need to be up here. We have a good, favorable matchup in this brawl. So let's be down here fighting them. Losable, also winnable. Quality analysis there. Thank you. Thank you. No halt? So this is what I'm talking about, Merkazal. This monkey is pretty gone. Free halt. Free halt. This monkey clearly is turning. He wants to leap away. He's low enough health that if he doesn't leap away, like right now, if he hears your halt and then tries to wait it out, he'll be eliminated before he's able to jump away. If he does leap away and you instantly activate your halt, it's going to cancel his jump and he'll get eliminated. So this is when you halt. You don't have halt. I get it. Now you do have halt. Let's throw it. Let's throw it. Let's throw it. Let's throw it. The monkey. Set up. Set up. You're okay. But we can't have our diva up there. We need to... This card is way too close to have everyone leave. Merkazal is deciding to go high ground. That can't really happen until our diva is on her way back. And again, we need Elark rotating up over here. That's got to happen. We'd go, hey, let's send Elark over here. Gamebuster would probably go, this is the faster rotation, so we're going to send Anna up over here. That could be an S, I guess, since we did A for Anna there. The monkey. I like that quote. No explanation required, just the monkey. Right? Right?
Taking off.
Okay. Good. We like it. We got our soldier up to high ground. We have this. Arissa correctly decided that if my diva's up there, I have to stay on cart. That works for me. You guys have forced yourself into good positioning. I don't really like your Anna here, but other than that, you forced yourself into pretty good positioning. I like the monkey for what he played into. I think he got a good bit of value. Yeah, that's fair. was definitely better than Plat, soft dives and juggling beast. Okay. Why did Diva come back? Oh, I don't need to leave. I don't need to leave at all. It might be uncomfortable It might be uncomfortable that the Genji is shooting at you, but just stand there and shoot back at him. You're going to get support from here. You're going to get support from here. You're potentially going to get support from here. There's an Ana somewhere that can potentially heal you. Like, this is fine. Just fight the Genji. Even if he takes 400 health, 500 health from you, 600 health from you, with you getting healed some of it, and, you know, before you're able to take 200 health from him, I don't really care because, like, that shouldn't actually happen. He should get forced out much quicker than that, but I'm not in any danger of losing my mech. And if I'm not in any danger of losing my mech, I kind of want to hold this positioning and not let him have it. Because if I have this positioning, I can do things like cast DM over this, hog hook someone in, and I can just be like, nope, DM, you get no value. DM and then booster U-turn to, you know, boop you away and put myself back up here, you know, that sort of thing. Like, that works for us. But I can't do that. If I run from the Genji, I'm surrendering space. Fortunately, Soldier is going to buy it back for me. Okay. Okay, Becky, retake space, please. This is fine. Good, Becky retook space. Gamebuster's wandering into rotation. BLT's taking high ground. Lux is going to have to help that out. Okay, works for me. We're good with this. This is going to be great. You wanted to body block this. If you saw this coming, Becky, you actually wanted to go stand right here and just not let him in. Make him use leap to get past you, because if he has to use leap to get past you, he can't then use leap to go this way. And also, he just can't win a close range fight with you. So, like, you wanted to just body block and stand right here. But this right here that we see is good. We've really established very nice control. We have a supported McCree over here. Elark, this is a bit aggressive. You probably do want to pull yourself a bit more over here, but I get it. You're getting this. You're basically out of hook range. You've got Ana supporting you here, so we've got another supported combo. And then we have an anchor on cart and something denying them high ground over here. And denying them high ground well enough while this can support it. Like, this should be basically unbreakable. Moments before disaster, I know. I think I felt I didn't have time to rotate. I forgot about the left side. Yep, no problem, no problem. Yeah, you didn't have time in that moment to go all the way back up over here like this or all the way through like that sort of thing. You didn't have time to do that, I agree. But part of that is you want to recognize when fights end quickly and whether there's staggers to be had or whether you're better off going and taking high ground. Because if you go take staggers and you don't get them, you can be left with poor positioning. So there's a balance to be had there. But also recognize when the fight is happening. And I talk about, like, okay, you should get your staggers, you should do your ult planning, you should do your fight planning, you should do your poke phase, you should do your brawl phase, you know, like I talk like this, like, oh, this all happens, but you need to condense some of these phases. Like, as you're getting your staggers, you can be doing your ult tracking. As you're planning your fight, as you're either calling off what ults they have or planning the next fight, you should be rotating into position. Like, those are not mutually exclusive things. I'm so confused. If we had nice positioning so often, why did we lose? Probably because your positioning gets broken. Probably because you give it up. Okay, so unfortunate. This happens. Shouldn't be any real danger from the monkey here. Monkey comes in, not getting great pressure on that monkey. High noon is happening. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, why are you still here? I don't need to damage boost this. Ooh. Okay. This, you didn't get to stay in the soldier field, which is annoying. He booped you out of it. That's fine. So at that point, you just guardian angeled over your soldier and went, yeah, that's life. And you might have felt like, no, I want to stay here to protect my McCree. But your McCree was clearly fine on health. You might have felt, no, I want to stay here to damage boost my McCree. Again, your McCree is fine on health. And if you go over here, your soldier's going to help break the barrier faster. Your Ana's going to be able to heal the soldier or heal the McCree. Like, I get it. You've got to do that. If you weren't going to do that, you had to do even a very small Guardian Angel bunny hop to get yourself a bit past here, which you didn't do. You basically walked. So that can't happen. Adam is allergic to Jiang to you. I hear you. Okay. Good. Gamebuster, you have to heal him. Gamebuster, you have to heal him. Now we're going to lose him. Yeah. That's unfortunate. We lost 2 there, and we shouldn't have lost either. And because we're so focused on what's going on over here, somewhat reasonably, we lose Mercazel. How do we lose Mercazel? What is Gamebuster watching right now? Getting shot. Self-nade, self-nade, self-nade. Heal, heal.
60
And then miss the
seconds
shot.
remaining.
Okay. Couple things need to happen here. So this is happening. You take a shot. That sucks. You go for that. You need to self-nade immediately. You look for that. You see what's happening. Cool. Sleep dart. Right now.
60
Sleep dart.
seconds
Sleep dart.
remaining.
Sleep dart. Sleep dart.
Tactical visor active.
Okay. Unfortunate. But basically, this over here fell apart. Shouldn't have. Not a big deal.
It's high noon.
I am unstoppable.
I mean, the problem with that is, like, we stall this decently with that nano. It helps buy us some more time. I just really don't think we're going to be able to turn this fight. But you're short on time. Okay, let's go for it. We're going to Valk into it as well. Good.
Nerf this. Boosters engaged. Nerf this.
That mech's not destroyed. Break this habit of popping your Q when your mechs aren't actually destroyed. You'll actually have a moment. It'll go down to 1 health, and you'll actually have a moment to slam on your ult button and still be able to ult like you just did if you want to. And that is perfectly fine in this type of situation. You would be correct to pop your Q to go, no, I need more cart stole. I need a second mech. If I actually go down, we're eliminated. But if you're trying to press Q while you still have health, press the booster button. The booster button. You're a little tilted from the Winston. I'm in the Winston dives. I want to damage boost, create a blow up mindset. Yeah, okay. Okay,
Hookey online.
cool. Why is he a Lark on card? What happened here?
Nerf.
Okay. So this happened. Becky's got cart. Elark's got an angle. Elark is walking to cart. You don't need to walk to cart yet, Elark. The mech will continue to contest. Like the mech will contest, the pilot will contest. You guys should be setting up timings for this. You set up, this is what you do in organized play, or even in ladder play. You go, I've got it in 3, I'm next. You start calling that. You don't start calling like I'm next and then you type things, but you start doing a little bit of a queue of who's next. And if you can get like 4 people in play, you all go in and you sort of go back to actually trying to win the fight. So like right now, Elark doesn't need to be going in because Becky should still be calling I'm anchoring, and Elark can see that, the mech's not broken yet. If it was a pilot, if they were in pilot mode, you'd start to run in, but they're not in pilot mode. You don't want to be on cart here yet. Go deal with the soldier. Or go deal with the mercy. Yeah, there you go. Great. Unfortunately, the res got off. You do not need to be anchoring that. You do not need to be anchoring that at all, Elark. You are, like, there is a baby diva back here that is remeching, that has a mercy pocket. Like, Hog can't shoot through the cart. You 100% don't need to be there. I'd much rather you fight this Genji. It's in my blood. You didn't know Diva ulted? Okay. That was really a moment to be on heal, not damage, and the reason for that is that your diva couldn't actually do anything during that time, so your total, like, you're boosting less people. She can take damage, she can't do damage. I get that, there's also the soldier, but hey. Okay. Sure. You swap over to McCree immediately? No? No? Poor McCree. McCree deserved a mercy there. Okay. Yeah. So that's unfortunate. Coalescence hurts. Coalescence hurts, but it doesn't hurt that much. I really don't want to be using Fortify, though. Like, you can't make me. You cannot make me use Fortify when I'm not on the card right now. Like, maybe this is in reaction to a hook that you saw coming your way, but, like, nope. Nope. I'm going to cart, I'm handling cart, or I'm shooting from here. I'm going to have my fortify for the cart contest, though. You cannot make me fortify out there. Like, okay, there's things you could do. Yes, if you were going to hack me, I'd fortify, that sort of thing. But really should be hard to get your fortify out of you when you're not on the cart in this situation. Okay, Game Buster, how are we on abilities? Okay, we've used them. Cart, cart, cart.
30 seconds remaining.
Good. Okay. It's ultimately going to go. Reasonable effort. Few too many people anchoring at once. Okay.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
You didn't know you devaulted. Small brain. All you do is aim. Okay, well, you know. That's why you want to have a stream of consciousness thing going. Not necessarily a stream of consciousness, but that's why you want to have the comms going for, you know, I've got it, Elurk, you're next, or Elurk's next, or I've got it, I'm next, you know, that sort of thing. You want to have that happening. Or, you know, I'm anchoring, you're anchoring, that sort of thing. Okay, so we're going here. We don't have boosters right now, so we'll just shoot him in the face. This should be damage boost. There we go. Okay. It's probably not going to do much. Why did we drop? Nah, we're okay. We're okay dealing with this. We're okay now just standing up here and sort of shooting down on these guys, putting pressure on them. This team doesn't have very good range, really. Just the Kree. Okay. Good. Okay. Elurk deep in your angle. Good. Okay. Apply pressure to Winston. Everyone except Orisa. Orisa's going to want to stay keeping the front line out. We don't really want... Okay, so we're choosing to have D.Va do that. She's not nearly as good at it, but okay. Yeah. So we're really hesitant as D.Va to use our boosters like this. So, like, if you use your boosters and leave like that, now Hog knows that he can hook someone else, which he does, and get value. You see how that goes? If you have your boosters, you can just show up with boosters and DM over it and protect your Orisa. Now, usually you wouldn't have to protect Orisa from Roadhog hooks. Orisa has pretty good tools for protecting themselves from Roadhog hook, but they don't have any of them right now. So it's a conceptually you want to be aware of thing. Okay.
It's
It's a high noon to try to stop them from advancing.
raw.
We'll take it. Work your way back in. Soldier, just leave harder. Leave harder. Like, keep leaving. There you go.
Der Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei.
Yeah, we're losing that matchup too hard. Okay.
Heldenstark.
Okay, I don't know why you're
The payload is
Becky, you're
approaching
feeding.
its destination.
Becky. We can't wander into three people and now like, aha, we're trapped without our boosters. You might think, oh no, there's an opportunity to take out, who do you think there's an opportunity to take out here? Bernie? You might think there's an opportunity to take out Bernie. You might have seen like, oh no, I think Bernie doesn't have Fade and therefore I want to eliminate them. That's generally not going to be enough of an opening for you to justify diving them. If someone else was also diving them, maybe, but I'm generally not going to want you diving a Moira just because they don't have Fade if they haven't also made a mistake of their low health or they're out of position. Like if she was totally isolated, sure, dive her, but she's not totally isolated. If you had a Tracer coming in here as well, sure, dive her, take her out. But that's not what's going on. You're going in by yourself to try to assassinate this Moira, and, you know, there's, again, still this Roadhog thing going on. So even if you get her, which is not automatic, you're probably going to take a lot of damage and probably lose your mech if you really stand long enough to get her to this Roadhog. Doesn't really work for us. Okay?
I'm unstoppable.
I believe! Nano Kree!
Helden sterben nicht.
Okay.
It's hand.
30 seconds remaining.
Pan from the coal and damage being thrown at me when trying to get my bongo out. I hear you. I hear you. I think that was in reference to earlier at the end of seconds there. Good. Fortify on a point. Oh, no, you mean here. That was fine. You have to drop it. I don't know that I'd have dropped it right there, but you have to drop it, so that's fine. Okay. So we've got some decent positioning at times, but then we're allowing our positioning to break to lighter pressure than should break it. We're seeing situations where like, oh, our diva gets baited into going after someone, or a monkey jumps on us and our mercy gets stubborn and decides, no, we're going to eliminate it rather than saving her own life. Remember, like, yes, it's cool to eliminate the monkey, but if the monkey jumps in, loses 400 health, and then has to leave, he now can't make any plays for 13 seconds because of that bubble, that cooldown on that, which basically means you guys get 13 more seconds off the clock, or even better, potentially 13 more seconds of poke time, which is huge. You're going to win. So, like, these are mistakes that we can fix. So, upgrade the positioning in the times where it needs it. Try to maintain 2 separate groups because you have times when you're not doing that. And then do your best to maintain that positioning. It's, of course, okay to go, hey, our diva's going to come back to peel this monkey, that sort of thing. It's, of course, okay to go, hey, our mercy's going to leave our McCree to go help this person, that sort of thing. Like, these things are okay, but we're compromising our position, basically, is why this is going wrong mid-fight. But that's okay. No, you meant earlier? You did mean second. Okay. I can enable timestamps on chat commands? Okay. I'll look at how to do that at some point. Let's take a look. Toggle timestamps. Boom. Okay. Yes, that was... Okay, I see now. Thank you, Gamebuster. Okay. So they're going to be on a Reinhardt Monkey comp now with a Bastion.
4,
Yuck.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Okay.
Stop the payload.
You guys are walking out with Roadhog Sigma. Okay. This isn't the rotation I expected you to take, but it works. Works for me. Pharah's just being a bit of a distraction as your core rotates correctly. As your tracer takes another angle. This could be great. No, Becky. No, don't do it. Don't do it, Becky. I think you're trying to create the distraction for your Roadhog to make him get in here less obviously, but like, I don't really care how obvious he is. If my Roadhog Sigma Moira rotate through here, the Bastion can try to walk, and when he walks, my Pharmacy is going to shred him. And also, this actual last bit of the rotation doesn't need to happen until my Tracer is over here and ready to go. Again, if you walk, you're going to get pincered in all 3 directions. You're going to try to stop us from rotating, and if you try to stop us from rotating, we're going to pincer you from 2 different directions on top of this 3rd direction that you're trying to fight us in. So that's not going to go great for you. If you don't stop us from going up here, if you don't move your Bastion to do that, we get to get our Moira Sigma Roadhog core here, and we just walk on you as our Tracer comes in, as our Pharah opens it. Like, this is a timing thing. You've got to be calling out what they're doing, how they're rotating, but like, you just win, but you want to have your... If this is the most vulnerable piece of the rotation, and it is, you want to have the option for your other groups to cover, to pressure this team as you're going through the vulnerable part of your rotation, which means you want to let them set up first. You don't want them to go in first, but you want them to be set up first. And your Tracer is not yet set up. So let's wait for that. And we also do not want to be like, yes, I'm going to take a Sigma versus Bastion Reinhardt Mercy. What? Excuse me? No, I'm going to do no such thing. He was the whole time you take main? Distraction to get to the Bastion? Okay. I wouldn't recommend that. Like, I do understand it. It is we're going to distract them so that the hog can rotate in because the hog can potentially eliminate the bastion. I'm not sure we can keep the bastion eliminated if just our hog goes in here, but okay. You might have said not to come with you. I get it. Mm-hmm. Why? Why is there any danger of losing our mercy here?
Where does it hurt?
Okay. There's a guardian. Because you have no cooldowns. Why do you have no cooldowns? You're here.
Thanks for the assist. Clearing the area.
What? Because we wasted our E. That's why you don't have any cooldowns. Just rocket jump. Like, don't even do this shift, just rocket jump. You have a mercy.
Let's keep the payload moving.
No E, just rocket. Rocket jump. Mercy will give you back your health.
Clearing the area.
Mm-hmm. Pressure onto him, good. Miss. Okay, Mercy's gonna try to go past, but you just don't have a cooldown to knock yourself away, to give your Mercy a better Guardian, or to knock the Winston away. And that's because you wasted it. Unfortunate.
I always get my prey.
You have like 1 hour on fair. I get it. I get it. Not a big deal. But now your push falls apart. Should fall apart. You're actually maybe going to get a Genji. No. Okay. Still getting rotational pressure. Okay. Peel the Genji. Probably didn't need to fade immediately. Could have fought him a little, but that's okay. Okay. No problem. This Bastion is meaningless. This Bastion is meaningless, and we will push card. Setting up angles. Tracer, you're early. But you made Bernie feel the burn. Okay. Okay. I don't necessarily want to threaten these angles. Again, these are too similar. Tracer's going in here, Core's going here. I really would like my fair rotating further, like over here to play over these roofs, increase our angle a little bit for our push, but that's okay. We're still gonna win.
Justice reigns from above.
You're screaming push because we picked in. It works for me.
Let's try that.
Good. Push ahead. Push ahead. Push ahead. There's still staggers to be had. Push ahead. Game Buster back to card. Yep. Good. You've taken their high ground. Your hog is rotating up. Your Tracer is taking high ground. You guys get the first half a point for free. And you're set up well for... Wow, okay. I guess we'll go in and get an elimination. It's not quite right. So, Hog, you almost had the right idea here. Oh, you came over here. This is probably a scouting issue. Team's not calling enough information. We need to know how this fight is going a little bit more, because rotating up here was good, but we then probably either wanted to walk across here, which was going to be too dangerous and too early, so we were probably actually going to drop. Well, what we were actually going to do is we were just going to wait. We're just going to wait. We're just going to chill. And then once the cart gets more to here, this territory, we're going to go, oh, yep, that's cool. We're going to drop. We're going to walk through here. And we're going to threaten this power position from behind. That's what you're going to do on Hog in this situation. And that's going to work because, hey, you have a Pharmacy playing from here. You have a Tracer playing either from here or from here, this sort of thing. Like, this is going to work for you. It's a long game, no problem. Okay. I don't know that I want to walk across. That's just a feed. That's just a feed, Mercazzle. Like, you can't walk across like this against a mercy boosted soldier. Gotta go under and loop around to create the shorter sight lines. You learned on the job that crossing means you take 1,000 damage, and then it dawned on you to go underneath. Okay, I'm glad you've now learned. Unfortunately, when Mercy comes over to protect you, our Pharah goes down. And you'll notice we'd set this up really well. This cart was going to push up here for free, and we were set up well to win this next fight, and these guys were not set up pretty well. They were mostly just sitting on the low ground, with the exception of this guy. So, kind of threw it away. Maybe they'll let us have it back. Leave, 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 leave. Okay, Elark's trying to pressure to help you guys get out. That's probably not how I'd have left Elark. Like, you can just go deeper into the bank to leave. You don't need to circle out like that. They don't have people that can chase you down well. Okay. High grounds, high grounds, high grounds. Don't get baited, don't get baited, don't get baited, don't get baited. Don't get baited by the fact that something's right in front of you. Okay, fine, you got it.
Helden sterben nicht.
Watching this, you're surprised how well you did as a team? Or few, maybe it was 3. Well, in these next 2 pushes, got it. This was such a difference compared to earlier games. Good! I'm happy to see the improvement. And this is way more teamwork, way more thinking about things than the Junkertown, for example, that we looked at. Okay. Good. Okay. Trace is going to try and mess with... Is that Zarya over there? Yeah. Okay. So, a little bit of a pain that they got the jump on you. That shouldn't really have surprised you that they were going to be there. And we wouldn't usually, again, this is sort of downstream of us having just pushed through back there on our retake. I don't like that we have our Hog and our Sigma both hanging out on low ground on cart here. I'd have really rathered, again, our Hog wandering up over here, our Hog wandering up over here, maybe our Sigma wandering up over here. Just one of the tanks on cart would have been fine. You can't and, Moira with that tank on cart is reasonable given what the setup is right now. Okay, so that can't happen. We can't lose our Tracer to that. You don't have to eliminate the Zarya, but you can't go down to the Zarya.
Justice reigns from above.
Okay.
Helden sterben nicht.
Fair's going to deny it. You're going to try and kite it, but ultimately between the Nano and that, they're okay. Anna's your priority. Adam did kind of force us to think by not only telling us what to do, but asking questions. It was kind of great in my opinion. I'm thrilled to hear it. That's how you guys want to get better at this. Like, it makes you get better even when he's not there, when Blue's not there, when someone who can call the game isn't there. Like, that's what you want to happen.
Deine Hexe ist da.
And you're going to recognize that even when you do have someone there to call a bunch of stuff for you, like, they can't call it effectively if you haven't put any work into it, if you don't work step by step on getting better at understanding it, because the calls become too complicated. You can't do what I'm doing here of say, okay, I want my Diva over here, I want my Orisa over here, I want my Anna to go up here, I want this. Like, there's not time to do all that. Okay, we're going to respond to the Winston coming in by doing this. Like, the more you guys get as a team, the more you can move what you're using your comm structure for to other things that are also important, rather than, okay, we need to plan where everyone is, or we need to plan how we need to react to this. Well, we've reacted to this 100 times before, so we only need to call what's different this time. But everyone needs to be thinking about it for that to work. Okay, so this time we're rotating up to high ground. I like it. I like it. Good. Who's doing most of the ult tracking? Are you guys doing it as a team? Did it get assigned to one person? How's it working? So like, you know that they have Graveblade Visor right now, and you've probably called that they have Valk as well. Thoughts on ranked pre-made party queue? I think it's incredibly. I think it's thoughts on ranked pre-made party queue. I mean, that's originally what they'd planned to do, Artsy. Like originally, when they were going to release the game, the plan was that okay, their competitive is just going to be a 6 stacking mode. You queue as a team. There is no solo ladder type thing. Like 6 stacking is what it is. You might have different SRs for the individual players or not. We don't know. It might have been a fixed team, or it might have been your team is like you just queue with whoever, but you know your rating is based on how you do with each of the teams. Who knows? But like the original plan was that Overwatch was going to be a team-based shooter where you actually queued as a team. Now, I understand why that didn't happen. The people hate that conceptually. Like, no, I just want to be able to play. I don't want to have to organize stuff. It's too high of a barrier to entry for most people. But the game was designed to be this, and the devs have told us that that was what they originally planned to do. They kind of got pressured into putting this, you know, play comp button that you can press as one person into the game. So I think it would be, you know, I think that's the best, maybe not the best way. I mean, organized play is the best way to play the game, but I think like that sort of 6 stacking would be way better than what we have now. The problem is, how do you get that sort of 6 stacking and get people being willing to do it when they're when you do it, you will run into scrim teams that have practiced a ton, that sort of thing, much more often than you run into friends. And I think the answer is, well, you don't let them have anything else. You don't let people have a solo queue, that sort of thing. Now, I know the game would not have caught on to as many people in the first place if it hadn't had a solo queue feature. I get that, but solo queue was supposed to just be quick play. You didn't know that? Yep. By process of elimination, just basic stuff like asking them what else were used last fight and what else they probably have for this one. By process of elimination, yep. Which is you actually just thinking out loud, not teaching them. Got it. Very cool, thanks. You're welcome, Artsy. Think it was a great teacher move, Adam. There you go. And that's fine. You guys can totally start with, especially either your ult tracker is going to need some of the team's help because you're talking about, hey, what ults did they not see get used, that sort of thing. But also it sort of starts as a team effort and it coalesces its way down to one person doing it over time. Okay. Jeez, that poor Genji. Elark, you have not been kind to him. Not during his blades. I mean, you just win this. Costs a lot of ults, too. No, that's fine. You just win, yeah. You should still be fine to win. They got a little more value than they should have out of that. So let's take a look here. You went for the flux. Did we not slam anyone with our flux? Oh, no, the Rhine went up. But has a bubble and a nade. Okay. And we sort of get caught with 2 in that grav, which is a little bit of a problem, and we've been forced out. We should still just win with our soldier. Like, legit, go deeper. Go deeper. Cool. Oh, because you're out of health. Okay, that's life. They were able to bring it back. Use Flux and Hog at the same time. Yeah, those aren't great ults to combo, as you might imagine. Or, you don't want to knock people out of your Flux, we'll put it that way. Okay. Set up again. That last push was good, just do it again. Good. Now we're going to rotate our hog the way we want. Good. We've got our Mercy with our soldier. Unfortunately, Mercy with our soldier probably isn't the play when we now have this Farah thing going. Yeah, like we shouldn't necessarily lose our Farah here in the middle of this. We do have a Moira right here. Game Buster. Game Buster. Okay. I don't mind putting some pressure on the Genji, but I don't see this Farah's health going up either. Yeah. I at least wanted a puff of healing onto the Farah, get that health rolling, that sort of thing. That's unfortunate. These were honorable losses. Okay. We don't want to force this fight. Guys, like, are we still trying to win this fight? If we are, I suppose this is okay, but if we're still trying to win this fight... Yeah, you're still trying to win it. Okay. Then this all needs to happen at once. Your soldier's threatening, your hog's threatening, and your Sigma needs to push. Okay, good. Castle, don't feed. Sure, they'll come out for one more contest. You have your angles this time.
60 seconds remaining.
It's aggressive.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Okay. They didn't contest for some reason. Yeah, that's what I was talking about that being aggressive. So, like, I get what you're going for here, Lux. Going, hey, I needed to heal the hog back up, and now my hog's getting aggressive, and he was the most aggressive person. So it probably makes sense. I just don't really like... Like, it is hard to justify playing this fair with how little of your Mercy attention it's getting. And again, like, your hog went aggressive. It was right to support them, but your hog probably doesn't go aggressive without your support. At least I hope they don't go quite that aggressive without the support there, because there's too many enemies that are already grouped, and you want to get aggressive, Merkazil, as they actually start to push. You were a tiny bit early there, but that's fine. Did you even see him? I assume you saw him. I mean, he was right there next to you, like, the Genji had just dashed into something.
Helden sterben nicht.
Okay. I didn't know that you'd get out. I didn't. Not with what you were walking into. I knew you'd get out if you went in with the right timing, but you didn't. Okay, are we going high ground? No, we're winning there. Okay. Their soldiers down. I just want to enable the Farah right now. Yep, the Farah, the Farah, the Farah. Mercy? Mercy? Now, I know I'm being hard on our Mercy. I know our Mercy is also doing a lot of the calling, and it's something they're not terribly used to, so I get it. I'm just still going to point it out and be like, come on, it hurts. Okay. It's going to be a little tough because this is a one-directional attack. You're a nano player. Sorry, I get it. I get it. It's a little tough. They're going to get fluxed. They're going to get lifted. Reinhardt is going to go up with them. Sigma shooting in this direction. Hog is shooting in this direction. Soldier is shooting in this direction. This is all the same direction, guys. If our soldier had deepened the angle and was now shooting from here, maybe this works. If our Fair was already alive and could shoot from over here at a higher elevation, maybe this works. But, like, I'm not saying it's not going to work and you're going to get nothing, but this is a big investment that I don't expect to get what it should get. Good. Okay, Fair was able to get there in time.
The payload is approaching its destination.
Helden sterben nicht.
Got you in my sight.
I don't think it's enough ults, guys. Not enough ults. Okay.
Round 2 complete.
Don't. Oh.
Ready for battle.
Oh boy, do you all go down to a self-destruct
Ready
later?
for-
That's unfortunate.
Ready for battle.
Okay, so now you're set up. Let's see how you set up this time. Preferably not with your Sigma on low ground.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Okay,
Stop the payload.
so Reaper Soldier. Which makes our Mercy not pocketing Pharaoh hurt less now. We're moving our Sigma up to high ground. We're putting Orisa in our forward team this time, and Sigma in our rear team. Okay. Sure. Easy peasy, just protect Elark. Sure. Halt, halt, halt. Unfortunate. Too late. The halt needed to be for the monkey. Okay. Why did we lose that team? I'm watching the monkey fight, and I'm not sure why we're losing. Oh, because we have no range on this team. Yeah. So the problem with flipping them like this is if you have Sigma here, Sigma can interact with stuff here. If you have Sigma here, Sigma can't really interact over there. Orisa here can also interact with stuff here, but, like what you get into is this team is more likely to get attacked first. It's closer, that sort of thing. It's more likely to get dove. And an Orisa here can actually peel for this team effectively with damage, with halts, that sort of thing. Sigma is sort of like, well, what do? I guess I go over here and I throw orbs in. It's not really as good. It's got sort of some range issues that we look into here. And again, we're in this situation where our Moira can't really help a group that isn't jumped on. We just don't have great synergy with having Moira in this comp in the first place. But I'll deal. Becky was slow to rotate, so we called swap before round started. Okay. Sure. We're getting awfully packed into one angle again, guys. These guys are not soft enough. They will crush you if they dive you. Okay. Better. Except that they've already gotten too far. Yeah, we probably just needed to back into second half already. Why is Reaper Wraithing out? I'm still good. I'm still good. Now I don't have Wraith.
30 seconds remaining.
Okay. Rotate back. Rotate back. You guys are split and you can't really support each other. Poke teams like to be split. Yes, that's fine with them. But they need to be split in a way that they can actually poke at each other. So like Orisa peels for you by shooting at things that dive on you. You guys Soldier peels for Orisa by shooting on things that dive on Orisa. We can't really do either of those right now. Yeah. Literally can't beat the healing there. Reaper does have 250 HP. Okay. We're not gonna chase the Genji anymore. We're gonna leave. That can't happen. Okay. So here we are. Lux goes up over here. Like, again, reminder, shouldn't actually be able to lose anyone here. Genji cannot do enough damage to take down someone that Moira's paying attention to. Like, I get it. You're wanting to put damage on the Genji. You're wanting to make him leave. But, like, if you think about what your output does, Genji, you have to think of Genji as Genji is going to get empty. Like, Genji has a power step. Genji has 2 abilities, right? I mean, 3 if you include wall climb, double jump, maybe even 4. But, like, he's effectively got dash, deflect. Great. Those are things. Cool. So his real finisher tends to be deflect. If you never let anyone get into dash range, into like, hey, they're low health, that sort of thing, you never let people get to about 50 health, like you keep people up at 100 health or higher, he's just not really going to have much success. Yes, he'll try and farm blade, that sort of thing, but like, it's important to us to get people up to ranges where he really can't take them out. Keep them out of his lethal range, and you're going to win. Like, you do not actually do very much damage with this. Yes, it's annoying to him. Yes, he doesn't like that he can't just dodge it. Yes, it puts pressure on him. But the truth is, you heal for a lot more than you do damage. So we do want you putting damage on him. The way we're going to take advantage of that is we're going to sort of take advantage of your hot. Actually heal, actually get people up to a meaningful amount of health, let the hot roll, and while the hot is rolling, do more damage. And then if you need to heal more, go heal more. But like, we're not just like, oh, I'm going to hold right click on Genji when there's mercies that, need our help. And then you're still like, no, I got to get him. I got to get him. I got to get him. Oh no. Oh no. We just lost both of our supports. Why didn't I heal them? I don't know. You think you were hoping to get damage and then healing? Right, but if you think about how her kit works, there's a little bit of a hot effect to her healing, and there's also the concept of you can't get resource back when you're full on heals. You weren't full on heals, but if you just think about those two things, you're going to realize it's generally better to get the hot rolling first and then do damage. The hot doesn't last very long. The heal over time is what I mean when I say hot. She direct heals some, and then she heal over time some, and she keeps refreshing her heal over time, so you basically aren't getting value out of it if you're just fire hose healing someone. But you can sort of let that tick for a second or two while you're doing damage and then go back and heal more if you have to. That said, it's going to be priority to heal people up out of lethal range with fire hose healing and then let the hot do work to top people off when dealing with someone who's an assassination character who's trying to chain eliminations together. Like, if he can get one, he can start doing a lot. We don't want that to happen, so we just won't let him. You know the hot. There you go. Yeah, you have them here, you overpush, and now you're in a little bit of trouble. Okay, you still get it.
10 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
the healing station isn't enough. You guys don't have any sustain available to you. Okay. Fortunately, we got Valk out. So we're talking about the ults. We know that they have Primal. We hope that they don't have Coalescence. You were just greedy. Yep.
The payload has reached.
And I'd say greedy is a bit of a theme here. Not just on, like, we have our Moira being greedy, not healing our Mercy. We have our Mercy being greedy, not leaving, but instead damage boosting this. We have our Diva being greedy and trying to use boosters to go to the cart rather than walking to the cart. Boostering, into hogs, things like that, into Moiras to try to get eliminations. Like, greedy is a theme that is sort of getting us here for some of this stuff. We're set up in good formations. We're hard to break down. We do want to take finishes that are there. We want to eliminate people. We want to stagger people, those sort of things. But greed is something that, we're seeing is costing us. So your DPS Moira basically lost us this game. I mean, among other things. Like, you could say that if you'd been less of a DPS Moira, you might have won. But we could have also held them in the first round on second if our Diva had, maintained better positioning. If we'd kept our McCree alive. If our Hog hadn't fed 1,000 health to the soldier. Like, we can pick at it and say, oh, yes, this changes everything. And maybe it does, but everyone had room to change everything. You follow what I'm saying? Okay, so we're setting up here. Okay, again, unless you're planning, like you think it's important to stop the cart right here, you guys had all the time in the world to set up here. And mostly you did. But there's a problem. Mercazel, we don't have, like, a sim TP to get you up top or anything. You needed to rotate up this way. And if you then have to drop and contest cart, that's perfectly fine. You're going to drop contest cart, you're going to have fortify, hopefully you'll have a fresh barrier, that sort of thing. But we wanted you up here because we don't want this team to be able to go dive, dive, dive on you without taking a bunch of damage. We want them to have to use mobility to get vertical, knock them off with rocks, with flashbangs, with halts, things like that, soften them up some more, and then drop and commit once we have them soft. This is going to be painful to watch. Uh-oh. Again, I'm probably pretty good with having my Soldier Mercy set up over here because my Moira can easily heal this group. Okay, cool. There's no reason we should lose our Sigma here whatsoever, or anyone else. We have Giant Cleave healing to counteract Cleave lightning damage. No! No! Gamebuster falls. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Okay. This can't happen. So they jump up here. You should have too many tools to stop this. I don't care about this bubble. Break this bubble. Just break this bubble. He can have the energy. We're not trying to starve the Zarya. The Zarya's down on low ground. Who cares? Break this bubble. Then we have the option to rock this. We have the option to just do damage to this to make it leave. We should have an Orisa up here to give us the option to halt this. Like, yeah. I hope we're shooting at this bubble. Let's go take a look. You intentionally dropped? Oh no. Okay, so the bubble's gone, and this should just be over. Like, oh yeah? You're going to jump up here with a Winston and a Genji? They got a little bit of support? Okay, but now you have yourselves a 5v2. Their Zarya's already used her bubble. The Ashe will try to contribute upwards. The Mercy isn't going to be willing to fly up here. The Moira can't do squat other than throw an orb up here. You basically have yourselves a 5v2, maybe a 5v3 going on. You win this. Unless you panic. If you panic... Okay, we stunned the monkey with our McCree. I like it. I like it. Oh, I was talking about soldier earlier. You don't have a soldier. My bad. Why is our Reaper not already walked in here? Like, I'm not remotely worried about this bubble. Like, walk in here. Oof. Okay. It's the Primal. We've used our rock already. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And again, that's fine. He was always going to Primal. You might not have eliminated him, but you forced his Primal earlier, and he still can't really eliminate you guys with that. He's just going to knock you off the high ground with this Primal, which is a problem. We don't like that, but at least we forced his Primal out earlier. You know, we forced his Primal out earlier. He knocked some of us off of high ground. We haven't lost anyone to him. That shouldn't be a big deal. And then we drop, say, our Supercharger, and we just blow up a Primaling Monkey. Like, Primaling Monkey, Supercharged Reaper... Monkey got stunned by the flashbang. Monkey got held for a moment by the halt or the rock. Okay, Primaling Monkey gets blown up like that. 1,000 health really isn't that much when you're looking at Mercy Boost, Supercharger, Reaper, McCree, second stun, you know, this sort of thing.
Cease your resistance.
Good. Monkey, monkey, monkey. What? Okay. Okay. That's unfortunate. Good heals. Good. Fine, I'll take it. Okay, you're trying so hard to heal that Orisa. Not gonna happen. Okay. Just harder focus fire. I promise you, the Primaling Monkey, like, he was gonna knock some of you off, but he was very eliminatable. If you guys had set up properly, if you used your CC properly, not a big deal.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Didn't really make sense to re-engage there unless someone was already going to touch, and by the time you even pulled their attention to you, they'd already hit the checkpoint.
Do something!
You guys are staggering. Like, you're literally staggering. You're still trying to now recover from the fact that you'd sent people out here to go fight, and you're sort of panicking, and you're sort of trying to force the fight, rather than setting up a new place, like here, and going, this is where we're going to fight from, we're going to be good. You're panicking.
Deine Hexe ist da.
Deal with the monkey, deal with the monkey.
Огонь по готовности.
New barrier? Good. Okay.
Gale the Mahol.
Good.
Ready.
Okay, so we're going with the attack again, which is fine. You guys have a plenty big enough time bank to get to third. Obviously, you won't get third in regulation time. You're going to have to do it in overtime, but that's fine.
4, 3, 2.
You're using this same comp to attack.
Attackers incoming.
I guess you had a tracer at one point in your attack. Now you're on Soldier Pharaoh. Okay. They do not have a Bastion this time. Sure, we can make the Winston leave. Fine with me. I don't know why a Roadhog didn't turn around for that Winston, but okay. Wait, what happened up here? We have a Moira and a... Oh, why is Gamebuster already weak? You're getting poked out. Okay. So yeah, you just leave. What? Okay. Now Becky can't stay here anymore. Obviously, you know, Becky should have put some pressure on this Genji. We have the ability to throw up a barrier to put pressure over here, but there's communication that needs to happen here. You know, like, okay, we can put the barrier this way, throw damage into this. We can back up a step so that this sight line doesn't threaten us while we're doing that. But hey, no big deal. You press shift, just too late. I hear ya. Sure, please retake high ground. Good. Push out the Mercy, help Pharah. Pharah's right to be pushing out the monkey. We want to push out the monkey and the Genji. We want to not let them take different angles. We basically win if we can keep forcing the monkey and the Genji to rejoin their core. If we can keep making that happen, not let them stage appropriate dives with multiple angles on us, we're going to win. And the way you do that is you put damage pressure on their divers. You either clear them by rotating your core into a dive team, like, you know, a Moira Sigma, for example, or a Moira Sigma Hog, or by going damage pressure, damage pressure, damage pressure, make them leave type thing with your pharmacy. Yeah, directions can help. I mean, there you just would have said, you know, Genji left or something, but that's okay. Okay.
Helden sterben nicht.
Okay. Let's win that battle. Pharah's now going up there. Where's our Mercy? In spawn.
66.
Why is our Mercy in spawn? Because we lost this battle too hard. I really don't feel like we should have a Winston walking past our Roadhog, guys. I don't feel like that's a thing that we should have happening. Let's rewind a touch, because I was really looking at the fight that was happening over here. Sure. It's probably not the right distribution of labor. I probably don't want my Mercy with my core. Like, Moira already offers so much healing for your Sigma and Roadhog if they're playing together. I probably don't want my Mercy here. I probably wanted my Mercy over here winning us this fight faster. And also the issue that I run into if I'm supporting Core's Mercy is I don't really have anywhere to go. Yeah. That said, this should not have been able to walk past. Yep, Merkezel's got the idea. Come back, deal with the hog. It's a problem. Too late. Okay. Yep. Too late on the peel, not a big deal.
Remaining.
Okay, nice catch over there, Elark.
The compass don't
Unfortunately,
reach
they're able to do that. Angles, angles. Don't try to force this mid. Don't try to force this mid. Yeah. So, like, we had a prayer of getting over here, and that would have helped. Then we can do things. But again, we're going to need our Mercy for that. Our Moira is going to be more responsible for our tanks. We didn't really want to rotate our tanks through here anyways. It sucks that we have to go do this long rotation again because we didn't get the cart through, but we still do because these guys retook this space. We're rushing it. And we don't have to. We had 30 seconds on the clock. Okay. With Flux, we can do it. That's a hard commit.
Justice reigns from
Okay.
above.
I'll take that since they primaled. Okay. Walk on them.
This is my win.
BLT's being... So the aggression of the team needs to match, guys. We don't E in here to punish this team unless our team is also walking. You want staggers, and I totally agree. We need these staggers. But, like, is the team following up? Can the team follow up? Like, we have to sync our aggression levels. We don't want BLT going in to fight 3 people because this isn't getting staggers anymore. This is taking a 1v3. Okay, now we're in this, and now is like, okay, we actually want to be in here, this sort of thing. Push ahead, push ahead, push ahead. Okay, so this is probably a... I mean, you either put one of your tanks or your Moira on cart here. The rest of you need to be rotating appropriately. Fine. I definitely want my Mercy forward with my Pharah. Like, one of the advantages I get by running this Pharah is that when we take free space like this, it's really hard for opponents to push back into space, that we've been able to take for free or that we control. Because now they're having to push through a Pharah, and those are some of the easiest rockets to hit. Bunch of open space. You can really threaten them almost anywhere on their way in. So I want to support this, both with health and with extra damage. Uh-oh. Okay, we're probably gonna have to leave, Merkezel. The Pharah does help. Okay. Good, you're able to force them back. Okay, this works. While that's happening, we're not really going to be able to get a team up here, which is annoying, but we'll just have to deal. If there's an opening, Elark is just standing on cart. This is because you're worried about the Winston. The problem is these two have to be able to handle a Winston. I think you're standing here because you're worried about the Winston, but we can't put you on cart like this. Like, we have to be able to take more map control than this. We have to be thinking about, okay, if the cart gets here, can I walk through and threaten from here? Can I walk through and threaten from here type thing? Okay. I don't think we can hold that right group, or the, yeah, right group from this perspective anymore. They're going to push you, and if they beat that group, they're going to beat your other group while you're respawning. Okay? Yeah. So we can't actually take this. So we wanted to pressure the team while they were advancing. That conceptually was good. So, like, we're good for now. And now it's time to leave. It's already time to leave. We should really already be out. We put pressure on them. We made it hard for them to advance. But we don't have our McCree over here threatening them from the side. We don't have the fight really happening. We can't afford to 3v6 them. Even if our McCree was here, we wouldn't really want to 4v6 them. We need this fight to happen in a place that's relevant. So we want to keep ourselves set up in such a way that now that they've rotated over here, they're either going to go behind or go like this to get to us and stop us. So we spread ourselves like, okay, well, fine. My Pharah will now play from over here if you guys go across. My Hog will now rotate out and play perhaps from over here, if we could do so. Perhaps from down here, where if you drop in the cart, I can threaten you. We want to create a situation where if they jump the cart, we get to pressure them from the sides. And it was correct to pressure them on the way in, but now we're trying too hard for this. And we're doing, like, if they get to 6v3 us, they're going to win. You're surprised to find the real team there. I get it, but you have to react to the situation on the ground. You can't lose BLT.
Helden sterben nicht.
Okay. Double bubble monkey. Coalescence. Grav. Yeah, nothing you can do.
Justice reigns from above.
Well, that's almost something. Flux barrage combo, a little too far behind when it starts. Okay. So there's some good positioning that happens here. Unfortunately, we don't respond to some of the things that they do terribly well. So like there's some good positioning. There's not consistently good positioning, but there's pretty good positioning pretty consistently. I'd like more thinking of this on your defense round. I'd have liked to be thinking about this space earlier. That would have been good. I'd have liked the better rotation on first point on your defense. Then, hey, we started to lose this rather than all collapse here. Let's rotate out, this sort of thing, and set ourselves up like this, like this, like this, that sort. That would be good. Third point I'm going to live with. Yeah, so I'd have liked to see a little bit better positioning, but really, you guys mostly were rotating into pretty reasonable positioning. Again, I'd like our Anna to not chill back here, but rotate up. I'd like you guys to think, after one fight, a little more quickly about getting into your positioning. I want that to still come quickly. That's going to be good. But then we start to move on, and it sounds like you've already moved on in this game, and that you're thinking about the ults that they have. Does that change your positioning? It might. You're thinking about the ults that they have, which is good. But the next thing that we're going to want to think about is really more of a, okay, do we, sort of a risk tolerance thing. That's kind of how I want to go about this, because I'm seeing if I go through your players, Adam got greedy and started wanting to just eliminate the Winston. When, okay, the Winston's annoying, but if we make the Winston leave, like if we're playing as a poke composition, which mostly we were, against a divey type composition, we're looking to go, it's okay with us if they soft dive us if they don't get good value. If they soft dive us and we take a bajillion health from their Winston, but he still gets out alive, not a big deal. Not a big deal as long as they didn't make us collapse our angles too much, make us use a bunch of cooldowns like Fortify, like Hook, like Rock, like Lamp, like Res that are really important. So, like, we're still okay if you soft dive us if we shell you, because now we get more time to do damage to your core, or more time of us getting to move the cart, or you not getting to move the cart while you guys wait for your next bubble cooldown. Like, not a big deal. Against dive comps, if you can just keep delaying them from staging, if you can keep your good positioning, keep not letting them surround you, not letting them force you to go, say you're set up here and here and here, if you can keep not letting them force you to collapse, you're gonna do well. Like, you're going to do well. Don't let them push out, that sort of thing. And if, they go, oh, we did a pressure cycle, we were able to force you to collapse, but ultimately you drove us back, that's fine, because you should. I'm not suggesting that your diva doesn't come back to help when they go in, for example. But we retake our space, that sort of thing. Like, that is important. That's something that we want to do. But also what I want to get here is not only is it, oh, yes, we do come back and peel. How do I want to phrase this so that it'll make sense? Because this gets a little bit complicated. Basically, if you think about how a dive team plays into a poke team, they're either finding someone isolated enough and unprotected enough that they can get a surround on. Let me clear this. So you have your diva here, a group here, and a group here. They're either looking to go, hey, we got enough of a surround that we can dive onto this isolated person and take them down, which works for them. That's a problem if they're able to get that. Or they're looking to go, hey, we made you guys collapse so that you're now all standing here. And if you're all standing here, it becomes really easy if you're all standing right there, you threaten a lot less of the map, and it becomes a lot easier for them to get to places where they can now dive you from multiple directions. If they can dive you from multiple directions, you're going to struggle. You can resist some of that by being like, no, we're stacked and that makes us more resistant. It really doesn't. It's really not strong enough. Like, it does some. Yes, you do peel with many heroes better by being next to someone, but like, it's actually much harder to stage a dive around any one of these three groups than it is around the single group here, because you now are threatening different places. The groups effectively protect each other by being able to threaten people that would try to rotate into places like, aha, we're going to try to rotate here. Well, no, you got threatened back here by this group. We're going to try to rotate to this one. Well, no, you can't get close to this one because this group is warding you off, type thing. Well, okay, we're going to set up our dive like this. Aha, we've surrounded you. Okay, congrats, you've surrounded us, but you can't dive from here to here, here to here, here to here. That's not going to work. Like, that's not going to work. So, like, you protect each other. Now, if they do actually get full surrounds on you without taking a bunch of chip damage, like if they're able to dive you with full resources, like, hey, we are able to stand here and here and here and here, and we're able to then just dive this person, this diva. Diva's not who they dive, but whatever. That's going to be a problem, and you're going to lose. But that shouldn't happen, because you should be in a situation where if they try to force the dive, they don't have deflect and they're at half health. They don't have the projected bubble for Winston and he's at 80% health, that sort of thing. Okay, that's not going to work as a dive. So, like, we want to maintain this spread out position as best we can. We want to chip these guys down. We want to weather the dives and then continue going about our business until we feel we're ahead enough, we're healthy and they're not, at which point we drop and fight. So, like, do this. Don't feel the need to be like, I have to get this elimination right now. I have to force this into a brawl early, which we're sometimes doing. So, anyway, what I'd really get into here, like, that's kind of a big concept of how it works. I know that's kind of complicated. I know that might be hard. Please do ask questions if it doesn't make sense. What I'd really get into here, though, is like, we're going to be less greedy. We're going to force some of this stuff less. We're going to take our good positioning like we are, and we're just going to continue to rotate to keep ourselves split in groups, keep ourselves in place where they can't really pressure us like that, reset to our good positions between fights faster. Like, if I had to give you one thing that was easy to understand, it would be reset to your good positions between fights faster. I just hate Winston soft dives. It makes me mad. It actually makes total sense, not complicated to you. Fantastic, Game Buster. I'm glad that made sense. Good. Okay, so what I'm going to get into here now is some individual stuff, because I think that's going to help you guys. Winston not getting blown up 1v5 gets me upset. It's not truly 1v5. I mean, he's getting the Zarya bubble to go in, and that actually matters a lot. But yes, I get what you're saying. Greedy is charged, right. Too greedy, sticking around, going, no, I'm going to beat him, not thinking enough in general about what your outs are, like going, I'm staying too greedy, I'm going to boost the McCree while the Winston comes in, but also, I'm sitting here healing my tanks who are standing on top of each other. That means I don't have anywhere to go. You're not thinking enough about, if I get into trouble, what am I going to do next? And I understand why that's happening. You're thinking, you're trying to use too much of your, not too much, but you're trying to use your mental energy for the team, to think about the team, to do some of the planning, to rearrange people. I totally totally get it, but it is causing some suffering in the Mercy play there. With Mercy, we do want to know what our outs are going to be. We want to pay more attention to our Pharah when we are running a Pharah than you're doing. It's really hard to run this hero without a Mercy, to be perfectly honest. And I get it. It's like, oh, there's a hook I can boost over here. Oh, my Hog's going aggressive. Great. Oh, Elark, is hitting some nice shots. I want to boost Elark. And those things are all true, but like you want to tell whatever your Pharah to play more aggressive. Like if you're going to play a Pharah, you want to play the Pharah aggressive enough to justify the Mercy pocket. It's a tough thing to be like, oh, like yes, on ladder you just go, hey, I'll boost my Pharah when they do good stuff. I'll boost other people sometimes too. But like Pharah kind of needs the Mercy to work a lot of the times, and then Pharah needs to play aggressively enough to justify it. So pay more attention to the Pharah. Think more about your outs, and don't be so greedy with the Winston. Gamebuster, you being too greedy on damage. I want you to think more about keeping the tanks or whoever's in your group alive. Again, do your damage while the HOT is ruling. Do your damage once you've gotten people out of lethal situations. Remember, that monkey coming in does a lot of damage, and he can hurt you, and we don't like that, but he can't really hurt anyone else while you're around because you cleave heal like he does cleave damage. You just win. You just win unless he keeps that Tesla on you. And if he keeps the Tesla on you, you might have to leave. But okay, you leave with Fade. You leave with Fade when he just used Leap to get there. And he's in a situation where he's like, well, I can jump on you with my next Leap. But if I jump on you with my next Leap, well, like, here's how this should go. Winston jumps in. You try to heal group. Winston makes sure Tesla's getting you. Tries to get you and group. You go, I don't like that. I'm going to leave, fade out, away if need be, and maybe I'll throw a healing orb into the group to keep my group up. And my group still can't get eliminated. My group still isn't going to get eliminated by the Tesla, and I'm safe. And if Winston tries to jump me again, I might have no cooldowns. But guess what? How is Winston going to live long enough to jump me again? And like we can say, oh no, that's wrong. What we should do is you should stand in there and orb yourself and the team, and that's fine with me. If you want to stand in the Tesla and orb yourself and your team, that's perfectly fine with me too. And then if things get worse, fade, whatever. But like, or better yet, play with some sort of cover where you go, hey, you can't really get me, or walk through the Winston, so the Winston has to pick between zapping you and zapping your team, these sorts of things. Like, yeah, those are all things that we want to do, but this Winston really can't last that long against you and your team. So just be like, okay, I orb myself in my group, I play where the Winston can't zap me and my friends, and when it comes to putting damage pressure on the Genji, that's great and all, and I'll do it, but I'm going to do it when people are healthy enough that I can afford to. I want to put Genji on a timer, don't get me wrong, but I can get people to 80% health really easily, and then he can't take them out. Okay, cool. So Becky, when you're playing Diva, please use your boosters to go in less when it comes to the cart. You are on cart management duty. Cart management duty does not mean you just sit on the cart no matter what when it comes to defense. It means you drop on the cart, then booster out, drop on the cart, kind of booster out. You do want to be doing the boost to knock down the Winston, not let him in, mess them up, mess up his dives, that sort of thing. Like, that is something that we're quite happy with you doing. But those are U-turn boosters where you end up back on the high ground with your group. You just knock him out as he's coming in, so he just doesn't have a successful dive at all, totally gets wasted. We're perfectly happy with that. You also want to think a little bit more about, hey, their hog, I don't want to get hooked by their hog. I want to have boosters available to react to other people. And again, the big thing, though, would be as Diva, drop to contest, booster out. Drop to contest, booster out is sort of your, not cycle, but yeah, it's kind of your cycle when it comes to some of this defense stuff. When it comes to your Sigma, you're not as good at anchoring point as Diva is, but you can still be like, hey, I'm going to apply more damage to the other team. That's fine. Make sure you're playing in a split group, but make sure you're positioning your group in a place where you can play, where you can do damage. You don't want to position as Sigma where you can't reach the opponents if they jump on your other group. So Sigma has to think about Sigma's range limitations. Merkazil, we talked about getting your Fortify forced over in this situation. That was unfortunate, but generally what we're going to look at for you is make sure you're thinking more on your Orisa about retaking high ground, those sorts of things, because you're slow to rotate to do that sometimes in one fight, and Orisa is a slow hero, so you got to be really thinking ahead to do that. It's going to take you forever to swap your locations if you start going the wrong way. So really think harder about that, and then also think about, hey, my pathing, I really want to go like this, do this sort of thing. I don't want to just walk across this. I don't want to just brute force this in a 3v6, that sort of thing. That's really not going to make sense. Okay. BLT, you're just going to have to play more passive when you're not getting the Mercy support. I probably wouldn't even recommend playing the Pharah if you're not getting the level of Mercy support. Like, yes, it's helpful. Yes, I understand why you're doing it on attack, but you're going in too hard with missing health situations, and you really can't do that at all. Like, you can be more insistent, you can press the X button more to get the Mercy to come over and heal you up, and then still play without your Mercy, but like, you gotta at least have health before you're going in as hard as you are. Elark, turn the brain on. Like, turn the brain on. This monkey should not be getting out as much as he is. You did a great job of blowing up the Genji. That's, great job of blowing up the Genji as he's pulling out his blade on Soldier a couple times there. I'd like to see the monkey get punished a little harder when you're on the McCree, and you are part of that. And you have the ability to do so. You can walk into those bubbles, flash fan him, do a bit more in that regard. You can do a bit more about thinking about your rotations, especially on Soldier. You are the more mobile of the two heroes when you guys were running McCree Soldier, and I really want you to be faster to recognize, wait, I need to take the off angle, I need to take the off angle, this sort of thing to threaten this team, like this. Like, that is going to be important. You've got to do that. Recognize that, if you're playing Soldier Cree, you have to go take those off angles, and you can sustain on off angles better than McCree can, for example. Okay. I mean, I went a little deeper than turn your brain on, but yes. I came back to you, Elark. Don't worry. Okay. If you guys have questions about that, definitely let me know. Again, going into your next games, I don't want to overwhelm you guys. You guys are thinking about your positioning. Continue to do that. Try to think even faster about your positioning, not in terms of, think faster, but like, try to get into thinking about it sooner. Like, as you're clearly in the cleanup, 6v2, whatever type phase, start cleaning up. As you've won the fight, start already rotating into your positions. You should be rotating into positions while you're talking about what ults they have, how you're going to win the next fight, those sorts of things. So I want you rotating into your positions. I want you phase-wise doing it faster. I don't want you moving faster. I want you phase-wise rotating into your positions faster. I want you to continue to talk about how you're going to win fights, continue to talk about your positioning. That's going to be important. But then I want you to understand in this matchup, don't let them surround you. Don't let them stage on you. Don't be quite so greedy when they do come in. I'll feed less. Thank you for the review. No problem. Okay, if you guys are enjoying the content, please do drop a like. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. I'll give you guys just another minute or so for questions there. Yeah. If you guys are looking to get coaching like you're seeing here for this six stacking team, you can join my Discord in the description below. See what rates look like, see what sort of promos, special events we have going on, all of those good things. Elork says, how am I supposed to punish the monkey more? Most of his dives, I was too far from bubble to run into it, and I did pump damage into it, but it wasn't breaking much. Were you fanning the bubbles? Like, if you're too far from it, you fan the bubble. That's perfectly fine. But generally, the principle is going to be, if you're not in the group that's getting dove, yes, you just have to poke at it. If you're in the group that's getting dove, you're going to be in situations where we have a super chat coming in from Adam for 199 saying, I'm great, my team sucks, thanks. Mercy definitely isn't your best hero. BLT was the McCree most of the game. Some of it. You were McCree here. I agree you were on Soldier for most of it. I was talking about punishing the monkey for the sections that you were on, McCree. For your Soldier, your focus really has to do more with, hey, take your off angles, like actually take relevant different off angles in the first, so say third of the game. After that, you did a good job with taking relevant off angles, but for that like first third of the game, I wanted you much more over here and over here. And you did spend some time on McCree, so I talked about McCree. You were on McCree at the end, so I talked about McCree. But yes, when it comes to it, if it's not in your group and you're on McCree, you're going to go ahead and just apply damage to the bubble, try to break it, that sort of thing. If you are on McCree, as you were when, they came up here and things went terribly wrong, well, that's a case of, okay, I can literally step into this bubble and flash fan him. There's no diva to protect him. As soon as that Zarya bubble is gone, we're good. And I can fan that Zarya bubble, then roll, then flash, then refan. Like, it is tough for this monkey, and you are not going to run out of health too quickly. Especially, you're not going to run out of health before you eliminate him, even if he got that Zarya bubble, if you have even one or two extra players here working with you. Okay. Mercy isn't your best hero. Donate $2, get trash talked. A soft bird, L. Uh, okay. Okay. That's going to do it. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks.